Okay, so this is a silver 3. Yeah, this is a silver 3 game. Spectating Rakan. So your Rakan's live versus Kaizen and Nami. Things to note, the Nami has exhaust, so you should have lane advantage here, so you should play a little bit more aggressive with your ignite. If you miss your W though, and if Nami bubbles you though, you're going to be in a lot of trouble until your next recall. So basically it all comes down to actually Rakan here. If Rakan can catch out, ideally the Nami, then it's going to be summoners and or a kill. So yeah, it's just going to come down to that then. Are you going to upload this one? I upload all my coaching sessions unless people pay extra for special private sessions off stream. I do all my coaching sessions on stream and then onto YouTube. Okay, so speed this game up a little bit. You went blue into... Blue's fine on Rakan. You can also go coin if you feel like you're not going to be able to do much this laning phase, but you should be able to do a couple of things this laning phase, a couple of Q harassments and things like that to try and sustain through. Just bear in mind, this does purely come down to if you can engage on one of them though. If you dilly-dally around too much, Nami will out-sustain you and out-poke you in lane. If you were thinking about not hard engaging, then you should go coin instead. Okay, so you haven't seen them come back into lane yet, so you're playing it the right thing there is to go through here. One thing I'd say here though, don't start Q level 1 until you know for a fact where they are. Like there's no point having Q at all level 1 unless you know they're like over there and you're going for harassment, then you won't be able to go in here. You weren't to know that they were going to choose here, but they could have made a play here anyway. Like W is like Q and W are the only 2 skills that you can level 1 anyway. But there's just like no reason to take Q even for the pull because the Q does no damage on the camp anyway. So you should try and leave skills unskilled until you actually need them. Because if you had W here, you could have actually probably got a kill here or a summoner. You Q'd the minion there. So they got a slight advantage on you now. They're going to get leveled. They've got the level 2 advantage here as well. Q's got quite a long cooldown as well. Try and get the heal off there. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're going to have to try and make a play after the lane refreshes. They're going to hit 2 first. You're going to be under tower. That was a good Q. Rengar's about to come down too. So your main focus here, if you know Rengar is around here and he might come down, you want to try and help, or A, you need to be helping like get these minions down quickly so you can get level 2 as quickly as possible because you didn't have W. If you had W, it would be slightly less urgent, but it would be nice for the Desire to get level 2 for the combo, the Feather and the E. So you should be prepping up quite quickly here to get level 2 urgently. And then I would be like telling my jungler, I mean honestly this jungler should be coming down anyway because the bot lane is so far overextended, but you should be making sure he comes down with pings and assist pings and spam pinging him to here. It's a shame that you're not. I mean I guess he could come down still after taking this blue. But it would have been nice to see Rengar come down here. Because then what you could have done there, if Rengar did come down here in this situation with that blue buff still up on the enemy side, you could then, after making them flash or whatever, or if you get a kill, push in the lane and then you go with Rengar into the enemy jungle and then you clear out the blue buff. There isn't too much you can do right now. Right, so you got a ping here from Rengar saying he's on the way. So you don't want to make it look too obvious that if you overstep here, they're going to know for a fact that Rengar's coming down. You just want to make it like, you want to get into a position, but subtly, if that makes sense. Rengar ideally wants to get into one of these brushes down here so he can keep leaping backwards and forwards. So you've got two options. You can either try and like, you got to play like a little herding game here. You either try and herd them up towards here, towards this brush, so Rengar can leap from here to here. Or you can try and herd them down south, which means there's a longer pathing from their tower, and it's in the end it will be a high DPS for the Rengar. So you need to try and like, you just basically stand on like the opposite side, right? So if you move down to south, and then Kaiser will go to top. If you were to stand where Xayah is right now, Kaiser would be more inclined to go to the bottom brush, right? Okay, so she kind of face checks here. I want to see where you were though for the Nami though. It is kind of a little bit unlucky that Kaiser randomly checks that brush. Yeah, there's no real opportunity for you to get properly onto that Nami without using a flash. I would say it would have been worth to use flash onto the Nami. Just so that you can burn her flash. Your flash for Nami's flash is super important because she has no escapes, whereas you kind of do with either W or your E later on. As soon as Nami has to use a flash, she has to play extremely far back. And she should be a free kill later on. So here, when Rengar's coming down, as soon as I see Kaiser like walking off here, I would like flash W. There's a chance she will flash away, there's a chance she won't. If she doesn't flash, then this could be a kill right here, basically. Yeah, you turn away here. This is bad. You just increased too much distance there for no reason there. If you were paying attention a little bit more here, you would have seen that Rengar was about to jump into Kaiser. So you created too much distance here by turning around randomly there. Nice try with the flash W. Still think Nami is the better target to go for here though, because she's so fragile. It's going to be brutal. I think you guys, if they keep pressing here, you guys lose at least one. Good Q though. Good feathers from the Xayah there though. You don't want to linger too much. Your W is not going to be off cooldown just yet. Nice auto hit too. Oof. Okay, that shouldn't have happened, but it's okay still. Yeah, you just want to be at the front still when your W is about to be off cooldown. You want to just like, in case one of them does a little greedy flash or something, you can W out onto them quite easily. And generally, you played the disengage quite nicely. You landed a Q. You got a couple of auto hits in. It was okay in general. It was just a good timed counter gank by Trundle, but you could have still probably have done something to that Nami earlier on. The fact that the Kaiser didn't even have to use heal on that gank as well is pretty bad for you guys, because you used 3 for Summoner's Bot and they've only used 1. So you guys are going to be, you won't be able to do anything now until you next go back to buy. Yeah, so going in now is just going to be pointless because you're just going to drain your mana. The only thing you can do there is just save mana for Q and just try and land as many Qs as possible. Because you can see the Nami's so technically if you didn't burn the mana for W there, you could probably out-sustain slightly the Nami. Because Nami heals aren't cheap either. Hey Rusk, sorry guys, I didn't usually read too much of Twitch chat, but I'll do try and pause and answer questions as much as I can. Coaching can be free if you are either a sub or an active user, and you leave your information on Discord. If you want an urgent coaching session, then I'm currently charging £25, and I would like do my best to ditch everything and prioritize coaching you as soon as possible, kind of thing. And £40 if you want it completely anonymous. £25 includes coaching and streamed on my Twitch and uploaded onto my YouTube channel. But all the coaching sessions I've done so far in my life have all been technically free. So yeah. So yeah, right now all you can do is just stay back. Down keys. Your mana situation's kind of low. You kind of... If I were you, I would try and ask Rengar. It doesn't even have to be a gank here. If he can just come here and push out this lane so you guys can recall safely, that would be awesome. So you guys don't lose too much. I would try and ask my Rengar in this situation just to say that, can you come to bot just to clear out the minions and then just go back to your jungle? Because Rengar doesn't have to do a gank here. You just need to wave clear out a wave of minions, right? So that you can recall. So that would help you out here in this situation. That's a good knock-up, but it's for nothing. It's nice that you saw the opportunity to do that, but it just drains your mana even more, and you just need to save your mana for Qs here. Because if Rengar ever does come down for an actual gank, then you've got no mana for W. Nami's slowly whittling you guys down. If I was his enemy bot lane, I'd want to keep you here as long as possible, and just let you recall like never. Like Nami's recall here is kind of silly. Like if I had known, for example, that this Nami had gone, you want to push it rather than focusing down the Kaiser, because you guys have just from looking at the health and mana, you've got no resources to actually kill her. You just want to push in this lane as quickly as possible in the recall, because Nami's just giving you a window to recall. Just push, 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 push. Good, you're auto hitting. No, stop Wing. Just hit the minions. Recall on this wave. Good. Might get interrupted here though. It's not the best recall spot. Okay, cool. Hey, Miss Swaggy. Woof. Right. Coming back to lane, you've got boots and a frost fang. That's fine. It's a shame you couldn't pick up a control ward though. I'll just trust that you didn't have enough gold for it. Exile has a BF sword, so... Okay, right, stop. Okay, right. You're in this situation. This Kaiser has been extremely greedy. She hasn't gone back to recall yet. You two are now full health and mana and have bought items. The only thing this Kaiser has is a Doran's shield. You want to keep this Kaiser in lane as long as possible. You do not want her to recall. The longer she takes to recall, like, the weaker she's going to be. She's going to find it a lot more difficult to last hit and stuff. Boy, she's got 61 CS compared to 34. That's kind of bad. So you want to you want to keep this Kaiser in lane as long as possible. Don't let her buy. When you hit 6, you can just do something to them. Make them burn something. Just ult W. Get them. Just make them be punished for this. Because this is so greedy from the Kaiser. Like, you know for the fact this Kaiser's going to stay as well, because she just stood in that ward and didn't recall. So you want to be constantly looking for an engage here. Don't let Nami poke her down. Just use like an E onto the Xayah and maybe try and do a W somewhere. You're going to be hitting what? You're just over halfway to level 6. You want to keep the Kaiser here as long as possible. So I just have to make that super clear. What is the Nami doing? Good kill. Keep going. That was insane from Nami. Okay, right, what you need to do now is you need to tell your jungler to start prepping up the dragon. Push in this wave, kind of minion, that's great. And then go to dragon. That was just free gold on the plate. Push in the wave, that's good. Rengar's going to mid, but I would still go up towards the dragon here. I would still come up to this dragon here. Because you still got your ulti and so has Xayah. You could force more objectives here. I mean, at the very least, you should stay in lane and put some damage on this tower. You've got 3 charges as well. You should have 3 charges. Or almost 3 charges on your Frostfang as well. So that's another 60 gold as well. You just want to get as much gold out as possible. You can clean out this wave now if you wanted to as well. Awesome. So yeah, it's either do dragon if you're working with your jungler properly, or this tower could have probably taken another 10% damage. Which we'll see. Sometimes it makes all the difference. If Xayah E's there, that could have been an opportunity as well there. Okay, just been told the Talon's coming down, so you should be fine. If you know Talon's going to come down, just stand like here, Because sometimes Talons are really stupid and they just parkour over the wall and then you're ready straight away to CC and just control them straight away. Yeah, it would have been nice to have you in that position there already. It's okay though. You should be okay. They can't tower dive you. You're Rakan. You can instantly CC them. In fact, it would have been... Actually, I just want to check this back. I don't think I would have gone in either, but I think there was an opportunity there to go in. Because they're tanking tower here for no reason. You want to move forward here? They can't do anything to you, right? Nami just used ultis. That's the only like hard interrupt, dash interrupt that they've got there. I guess Trundle Pillar could interrupt a dash if he is godlike, but it's super unlikely. I want to see you like pressing up a little bit more aggressive because they can't do anything with you with your ulti up. Instantly charm them all. I would say here you could W. If you got W up, yeah, you could W here. You could probably ult W here straight away and that Nami would be dead on the tower there. You're in a really good position to do so as well. It's like you're thinking about it and then you decided against it. I think it could have worked fine. You had flash as well, so you could have flashed away after that. Right, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, hold on. Okay, so you know you got no one on your team coming down for here, and Zaya's just been poked down to crap. Putting off a tower dive here now, pulling off, countering this tower dive here is going to be very, very, very difficult. Zaya's got nothing here. She won't be able to do anything here. You've got your ulti. If I were you, if they dive, I would CC them up and run away as quickly as possible. Let's see what you do. Okay, first thing they should have done is E to the Zaya. Just to give her a quick shield. She could have easily been bursted down there. And then popped your ulti, rounded them all up, and then W'd. That would have been a much better combo. It would have lasted a slightly longer as well. Tower aggro switching too much for you to get anything here, I think. Although Nami did a noopsie. You need to be running down this way rather than towards there. Is that going to be 2? Considering you shouldn't... Considering you could have done a slightly better combo there. It's nice that you got 2 kills. Considering. So you got 4 people on your bot side. You managed to get 2 for 2 in a 4v2. It's up to your team at this point to take an advantage of that. It's kind of a shame nothing's happening. You haven't really got top lane that can't really push in very well. Not sure where. I think Wukong's trying to come down and play cleanup. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. It's a shame that no one came down for your help there, though. A bit sooner, but... Okay. Your team managed to play cleanup eventually. A little bit late, but it's okay. So... You're standing in base. Are you waiting for something? What's the... There's a button to check for gold. Does anyone know which one it is again? I've already forgotten. I'm not sure what you're waiting for here. Maybe it's a control word. Oh, it's just quite a slow buy actually. Like you're thinking a while what to buy. In terms of buying things on Rakan, what would I go this game? So they've got AD, AD. Well, depends what ELO you're in. Low ELO Kaisers tend to go AD, high go AP. But even if Kaiser does go AP, she has got... It's more AD at the start and drifts off into AP. I would personally go... I mean, your Xayah isn't that far ahead. If your Xayah was doing better, I'd probably go towards Ardent Senza. It is tempting to go Shurilia's here, just so that you can CC combo a little bit more. You said you went Zeke's. Yeah, Zeke's would be okay too. Zeke's would be a fine, but if you take Zeke's now, I wouldn't complain. Just trying to think of anything else. Just lean towards slightly more towards armor at the start of this game if you can. So Zeke's is fine for that. After that, I think depending on how Xayah does after you get your Zeke's, try and consider a Ardent Sensor. Depends on how you feel like she's been doing this game though. Knight's Val's okay, but you get only half scaling on Rakan because he's ranged. It's not the best. Alright, let's see what you do with this. You got clearing out wards, that's cool. You haven't quite finished your gold quest though, but it might not be too bad. You're going to complete your quest soon, hopefully, anyway, so you will get that ward coming in soon. Okay, you should know that Talon's coming down. He just walked past the ward. Xayah's miles away. You seem to know about it. Okay, your priority, if you know that an assassin's going to come down, your priority is to try and counter the split second they go in. It comes down to your reactions. The split second they come in, you need to be E on Xayah, R straight away, W, and then E out if you can. E, R. Perfect. W. E again, E again, E again. I think she would have survived. It's her own fault for overextending that much though. What happens to your second E? Maybe you pressed E accidentally twice. Yeah, you did. You double E'd. You pressed EE, then RW. You need to press E, R, W, E. No, you can see it in the cooldowns. If you watch the cooldowns, you can see that he, hold on. You can see that he, every time. Yeah, it goes straight to 17 seconds cooldown. So you messed up your shields a little bit there. Because you need that E as well to get out more efficiently as well, in case you get caught up in the bundle as well there. Hey Juriel, thank you for the sub by the way, that the, is it yesterday or the day before? Thank you so much. And yeah, my holiday was good, thank you. I'll answer some Twitch questions a bit better when I can. Oh, you didn't even use R? Wait. I thought you actually did use R there for some reason. Oh, your R's on cooldown. There's nothing you can do here anyway. Your ult's on cooldown, you can't save her anyway, so it's a nice try anyway. So yeah, it would have been EWE. Your ult's on cooldown 10 seconds still. Xayah's ult's on cooldown still as well. Although that shield wouldn't have saved her either because of the Kaiser stacks anyway. So even though it was a mistake on the double shield, she would have died anyway. I would have just tried, I don't know, you don't seem to be too vocal on your pings though. Just, we should have tried to recall, ping the Xayah a little bit more. Made her a little bit more aware that Talon was coming down. But, I mean, obviously you could tell that the Talon was coming down because he just walked past this one and she wasn't paying attention. It's just things that happen in solo queue sometimes. I'm not sure why you did that by yourself. I think to save the tower, it's just not worth it. Although you did save it though. It's not really worth using your ulti though. Yeah. Looks like it's gonna go down anyway. You're gonna die for that, aren't you? So I can clean up here though. Was tired, a bit close though, but I mean, I can understand what you're going through in your mind. You're trying to make plays to carry throughout the game. I personally wouldn't have used my ulti like that. It is kind of nice that you eventually did get the kill advantage, even though you did lose the tower. I would suggest, because the Rakan ulti and you got mobility boots, you've got a lot of power there. I would suggest, and you got a decently, Wukong's got a couple of items, so I would personally let them take the tower, soak up kind of some of that XP, and then have a look at trying to roam towards mid if that was an option. I don't like the play. It worked out okay. I can understand why you did that, but yeah. That was actually awkward because you dured with that AD carry that game. You dured with this AD carry? I mean, if you're during, the communication between you two is very off then. I was assuming that you two were solo queue. There's been a lot of like communication missteps then. Especially with the Talon gank as well. Alright, so what have you got? You still haven't completed your GP5. That needs to be like urgent. You just need to try and find someone just to tap. Just to get that quest complete. I want to see more control wards rather than a sapphire crystal. Just have more map vision with the control wards rather than having that mana crystal. There's no real point in having that at this stage of the game. Sometimes the mana crystal on something like Rakan can be okay in the very, very early stages of laning phase because he does have some mana issues if you spam Q a lot. However, just prioritizing getting more control wards rather than this Sapphire Crystal at 13 minutes in the game. The 250 mana, it's unlikely that you're going to go in before you next go back. I want to see you working with someone here. You're by yourself again. Alright, your priority this game, for this mid game, is you need to work setting up something for one of these people to burst down, whether it's the Rengar or the Wukong, or trying to get people to set up for a team fight. Because your team fight is 10 times better than theirs. Their team is all about roaming and catching people off, like Nami getting maybe a tidal wave off on someone, Talon catching someone with his parkour, finding a pillar on someone, or even just a Renekton flashing into someone and one-shotting them. You've got AoE, pick, AoE, pick, AoE. So you need to try and work towards getting a team fight or working with someone. A little bit too much wandering. Yeah, you used your ulti for no reason. You should have ditched the Rengar there as well. Yeah, that was... I don't know what's going through your mind there. Maybe you thought the Rengar was going to come in, but... no. If you want to work with a Rengar or Wukong, either they need to be a lot closer than that for starters. And the only time you should really go in first is if they're coming from a flank. So say if Rengar was here, or Wukong was here, then it would make sense to go in, because there'd be a much shorter distance for them to engage over. But all the way Rengar from over here to here, that's just too much, especially with his ulti not up as well. Or not being used, at least anyway. And by the time he was here and you could see 3 of them, you should have just noped out of there and walked back down the river. Just let him die. Okay, gotta wait for you to respawn. You need to be working towards running a little bit more towards mid, because if you guys keep going in the map direction that you guys are going, you got tier 2 mid here for free as well. So yeah, you're going mid now. You have no ulti, just don't go in. Okay, what actually happened there is that your W overlapped the Malphite ulti, so basically your W did nothing. The CCs overlapped at the same time there. That was just kind of unlucky. I personally wouldn't have gone in there, especially without my ulti and being quite far behind. Your team's positioning here is not the greatest either, especially with that Trundle wall here blocking off half your team as well. And this is good. That's a 3-man knockup right there from your stuff. No, it's not. Nami gets out. It's actually the Malphite ulti that knocks them all up. What would have been cleaner is if Malphite, if you let the Malphite do the engage, because you have no ultimate anyway. What would have been better is just you let the Malphite engage, you quickly EW, and then do a chain little CC there. Maybe you would have got the Nami as well. Yeah, the downside from that engage there was that Xayah had to flash over just to get into that. Nice Nami bubble again. Nothing you can do, stop chasing. There's literally no way you can chase this. At this moment of time, you've killed Trundle. You've got no tier 1s right now. Your focus should be trying to get tier 1. Oof. I mean, were you to know that she was there? You got no ward coverage here as well. You didn't have a chance because you were coming through mid. Sneaky positioning there from Kaiser. I'm not sure why you're walking down here though anyway. There's no dragon up here. If anything, you want to be trying to like head towards their base a little bit to try and at least push in the mid wave in more. In this sort of situation here, I'd prioritize getting a ward in the middle of the lane here, so you can see rotations and see which way they're going. If you've got a tier 1 tower up at like this time in the game, you want to get a ward around about here. If you've got the tier 1 down, then you want to press up a ward around about here, just so you can see rotations easier, see where people are going towards Baron or Drakes, people heading top, people heading bot, and try and pressure elsewhere. So I was gonna be okay apparently. Bit of a Fiesta fight coming up here. Xayah kind of bailed. Okay, so you've got your Zeeks. I would say, like, looking at the KDA, Xayah hasn't been playing particularly amazing this game, but she's got the best KDA on your team right now. I would say go Ardent Censer. You'd have to kind of go Ardent Censer here because she's kind of your only hope damage-wise. So I personally would build Ardent Censer second here. Not the best. Oh, kind of whiffed it a little bit. You kind of went in too early as well. There's like no one here for you yet. You need to wait a tiny bit. Also, you want to be more here behind this tower on the right hand side so that you can try and catch this talent if like they notice that your guys are coming over, that you can instant interrupt the talent so you can't parkour over this wall here. Because yeah, he just does that, yeah. So yeah, just went in just a little bit too eager in on some of these fights to use your ulti. No. Everyone just going one by one and dying. Yeah, that was bad. But be aware that you were the one to initiate that fight. Even though people shouldn't have, your teammates shouldn't have followed in one by one as well, there as well. Is that the root cause of that was you going in too early. You ulted a Talon where he could just easily just go away anyway. Do you know what I mean? You're getting a little bit too when you're this far behind as Rakan, you're literally only looking for plays, right? So your play making has to be like on point, otherwise it's just going to be terrible every time. So even if that means like you play safe and play a lot more passive and you just kind of hide and maybe then flash RW into the enemy, you need to do amazing ult combos at the right time, especially with what you've got with the Malphite and the Wukong as well. Just ulting one person randomly like that is just not, it's not good enough to be able to win, to help you carry the game basically. You're trying to force things a little bit too much for no reason kind of thing. You need to be keeping an eye on a little bit better on where your teammates are and getting ready to follow up on when you go in. Hey Lore. I'm not too sure how much of this I'm gonna keep reviewing because it's basically the same thing now. It's like the enemy are gonna start snowballing it like crazy now. You need to be really with your Xayah or your Wukong. Malphite isn't going to do anything 162 unless it's in a team fight. And the smaller skirmishes, you need to be protecting your carries against the assassins from one-shotting the Xayah mainly. So I personally would probably be staying with the Xayah a little bit more. Especially since you said you were duo with her. You should be communicating a lot better. You have no right to be here at all by yourself like this. I'm not sure what you're doing here. There's no dragon coming up here either. There's no reason to have a ward there when you're this far behind. I would try and be a little bit sneaky here as well if you did work on a try and push in this tier 1, which I don't fully agree with anyway. You should have tried to come through this brush here rather than show yourself straight away. You could have come through this bot side brush here, like what Rengar's doing. This is nice though. They kind of just forgot about you being in that top brush. Alright, okay. Pause. If you're watching the minimap here, you can see this is a terrible situation for you on top side. Plus Talon's got free reign here. You're going to have a lot of pressure here. If I were you, I would signal spam ping or towers here. Like after every single play that happens like that, like you get a couple kills like that, next thing you need to do before you do anything is look at the minimap and see what the situation is. You guys need to get, you can probably get the tower and then you need to go straight back. Like spam recall pings here. You've noticed that, that's good. So I can use your recall here as well. But mid is going to be under a lot of pressure now. Oof. Yeah. They played it nice on the macro. Yeah, that's what I mean. The random going ins, you just can't afford to do that, especially when you're so far behind. You're looking for any play whatsoever. So you W in there, like just kind of like block off the inhib, which isn't really under any threat right now from going down. If you had just saved it for like to be in range for this Wukong here, and then if you're maybe a bit closer on that side, instead of pushing in the minions, you could have like E'd to the Wukong and then done a W around here. Not sure exactly what would have happened here. And actually probably would have been really bad since you guys actually have nothing. But it's just something to kind of like think of. Instead of using your W too early kind of thing. Okay, you need to follow up this Rengar. He's going to go all in. There's not a lot else you can do here apart from auto attacks. Okay, here you keep following up, keep following up, keep following up. Don't be too scared. There's no reason to be scared there. Let me flash out of the way anyway. Good save for the Wukong, that was unnecessary from him. Okay, you got a couple of kills. You guys needed that. Yeah, it's just the early W again. It's just need to. You're pulling the trigger constantly too early every time. That was just unlucky. That W there. Yeah, you just need to think about when to W a little bit more. Like, it's like you're just trying to mash it. It's almost seems like you're trying to mash it every time you can when it's off cooldown. Spending an extra few seconds considering when to land a W and actually hitting people with it is a little better than doing it twice and whiffing them both. This is something to bear in mind. Rakan's all about like working with your team consistently, especially with anyone that has AoE. Otherwise he's kind of bad in that sense. He's really good at pinning off the assassins or setting up for like or following up a fight. You just need to know what your job is in every game as Rakan. Are you there primarily for peeling? Is Talon there? If Talon isn't there, then maybe you can start thinking about working with other people that can get in from the flank and flash E-ing and then ulting that way kind of thing. That's going to be game basically, isn't it? Yeah, they're going to go Baron. This is game. Okay. Let's check it on the timer. It's getting, yeah. I think we'll probably watch the last team fight. There's not a lot you can do against this. You guys are pretty far behind. You've just Malphite as well. You kind of have to give up this in as much as it like really sucks. You have to give up the second in him. You guys will not win a fight 5v4 with them all having Baron. You're too far up here by yourself again. You did a random ulti there, putting the trigger too early again, but I think it just frustrates at this point. Yeah. It's just the common theme here. Putting the trigger a little bit too early in a lot of situations. Even if you can see, it's kind of like, you know how that the meme with Lee Sin, it's like if you Q and you go in, it's like no matter what. It's kind of the same with your Rakan. It's like if you see a situation to double knock up, even if it's like not going to get you anything at all, you do it anyway, which isn't a very good like mentality to have. You need to, as I said, set up properly and set up the building blocks to win a team fight. If you were like a pure AP mid Rakan with decent AP items and scaling like that's completely different, because then you could just like one shot AoE those people and whatever, that'd be fine. But because you're support, you're really just another building block into winning a team fight, not the all and everything kind of thing. So you need to pay attention to where your who can help you set up or work with those fights. But it's not just about you, you got to work with your teammates there as well. No problem, Jay. Hopefully that helps you out, man.